Hello students, as in the last lecture we completed the type number 6, and today we're gonna see the type number 7, which is one of the important concept from the chapter, as this one is very important concept, as there are lots of concept which we have to learn, and after that only we can start with our sums. Okay, without knowing the concept we cannot able to start our sum. So first we'll see the concept based on the type number 7. Okay, as out of 7 to 8 types, as we left with the last two section, now last two type I can say. So out of that 7 to 8 type, type number 7 is one of the important concept from the chapter I can say, where it carries the sums for 3 to 4 marks. So I can say the type number 7, the weightage for the type number 7 from this chapter, I can say it is a proper 3 to 4 mark sum. Okay, so um, now first of all we'll see the concept based on the type number 7, and then after that we'll take some few sums based on this. Okay, as in the exercise there are 3-4 sums, so I will take 1 year 2 sums from the exercise. As I told, there are 4 sums, so I will do 2 sums. The remaining 2 sums you have to try by yourself. Okay, so let's begin with the concept now. So type number 7, in which you will see that it will say that in the question, to show that the equation ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0 represent a pair of line. Okay, in the question it will be clearly mentioned that you have to show that the equation, the given equation, see to it that it will be in this form only, it will be in this form only, and this form we know that. Okay, it is ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0, where we have to show that it represent a pair of lines. Okay, so what does it mean? The given equation will be in this form, and you have to show that it represent a pair of line. To show that it represent a pair of line, there are two conditions. Okay, the first one is that ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square, it should be equal to 0. It should be equal to 0. If this condition shows that it is equal to 0, then only we can say that the equation represent a pairs of line, or else this form, it is known as what? Determinant. What it says, it is known as what? Determinant. Okay, so this part, determinant section, okay, determinant section, actually it was there in your 11th standard, but unfortunately we did not get that much time to cover this chapter. So I might feel that you all don't know the concept based on the determinant. Okay, but the small section, actually it was there in your 10th standard, determinant part, but it was for 2 into 2 determinant, as there were 2 rows and 2 columns, and this determinant form, it is known as 3 into 3, as there are 3 rows, there are 3 rows and 3 columns. So this form is known as what? 3 into 3 determinant. As this section, it was there in your 11th standard, as we did not get that much time to cover this all topics. Okay, so I will suggest one thing. As I told, there is an option, or that means if you want to show that a given equation represent a pairs of line, either you can show it represent a pair of line by using this concept or by using this concept. Okay, but I will suggest to solve this type of sum by using the first condition, as now we don't know about anything about the determinant form. So we'll skip this section. and will solve the majority of the sums of the type number sum by using this concept. As I told, there is an option, or either you can use this concept or this one. Both are one and the same only, because when you will solve this 3 into 3 determinant form, when you will expand this section, you will get this answer only, this one only. ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square equals to 0. Okay, so when you will solve this part, when you will expand this 3 into 3 determinant, you will get the same answer. Okay, so that's why I told it is on you. If you want to show that it represents a pair of line by using this condition or this, they are both are one and the same only. Okay, so but I will suggest to solve the sums by using this concept, as there are many sums based on this. So I will suggest to solve the sums, majority of the sums, by using the first condition. Those students who knows the concept of determinant, they can solve the sums by using this one also. It is on you. Okay, in both the case it will shows that it is equals to 0. So here we got the idea that if you want to show that the given equation represent a pairs of line, so then we have to show that this left hand side section, it should be equal to 0. And what is this ABC 2FGH AF square BGCH? What are they? They are the coefficient of the equation. Okay, so in simple language, in the question you will have the given equation in this form, yes or no? You will have the given equation in this form. Okay, so where this A, this 2H, B, here 2G, 2F and C are what? They are the coefficient. Here A, here 2H, here B, here 2G, here 2F and here C are what? They are the coefficient of the equation. In simple language, you will have the equation in this form. You have to compare the given equation which is given in the question with respect to this equation. So where after comparing the equation with this, you will get the value of A, H, B, G, F, C. Simply you have to take the value, take the left hand side, substitute the value. If it's equal to 0, or else you can use this concept also, take the left hand side. If it's says that if it comes to equal to 0, then only we can say it represent a pairs of line. Okay, so there are two conditions which you have to remember. One, this one, the left hand side, it should be equal to 0, as well as h square minus ab value, it should be greater than equal to 0. Okay, so you have to remember two things if you want to show that the given equation represent a pair of line. The first condition is ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square is equal, it should be equal to 0, or else one more thing, as well as you have to show this part also, H square minus AB, it should be greater than equal to 0. So what does it means? Greater than equal to 0 means what? When you will get the value of HAB, simply substitute the value in the left hand side. If it turns to greater than 0 means what? Positive value. Equal to 0 means what? Equal to 0. Either the answer of h square minus ab, it should be in positive or it should be equal to 0. Still we can say that the given equation represent a pairs of line. Okay, so this two things you have to keep in your mind. Okay, so I will suggest to solve the sum by using this concept. Okay, so now there are few concepts which you have to remember, where we can say this is the condition. Suppose if a plus b, it turns to 0, a plus b, what is a and b? They are the coefficient of the equation. So you will get the answer of a and b from the given equation. When you will substitute the value of a and b, and if it turns to 0, so this condition represent what? Represent what? perpendicular pair of the perpendicular line. It represent a pair of the perpendicular line. So remember this. Okay, suppose if a plus b turns to 0, so it represent what? The pair represent a pair of perpendicular line. And if h square is equals to 0 or h square minus ab turns to 0, see, h square minus ab equals to 0. If we shift this minus ab to the right hand side, so you will get what? H square equals to ab. So either you use this concept or h square minus ab. Okay, both are one and the same. So if h square equals to ab or h square minus ab is equals to 0, so it represent what? It represent a pair of parallel line. So remember this two condition. If a plus b turns to 0, so it show that it represent a pair of perpendicular line. If h square minus ab equals to 0 or h square equals to ab, so it represent a pair of parallel lines. So this is for perpendicular and this is for parallel. Now there are some few more which you have to remember. H square minus ab, if suppose it is greater than equal to 0, so given equation will represent a pair of line. If h square minus ab is less than 0 means what? Negative. So given equation does not represent a pair of line. See to it that if it turns to negative, okay, if after substituting the value of hab, suppose if you get the answer less than 0, so what do you mean by less than 0? Negative. Okay, and greater than 0 means what? Positive. Okay, so if the answer is it is in negative, so straight away you will say that the given equation does not represent a pair of lines. And suppose if it is in positive, so you will write the given equation of the line, they are what? Intersecting line, they are intersect to each other. So there are some few concept condition we can say which you have to remember for this types of sum. Okay, so once again we'll see. So if you want to show that the given equation represent a pair of line, so first of all you have to compare the equation with respect to this, so where you will get the value of a, h, b, g, f, c. They are the coefficient of the equation. Okay, so now there are two conditions from which we can show that the given equation represent a pair of line. Either you can use this concept or this one. So I will suggest to solve the sums of this type number 7 by using the first condition, as well as you have to check this one also. If h square minus ab is greater than equal to 0, so we can say that it represents a pair of line. Okay, so you have to use this two concept. Okay, so okay, either this two or this two. So I will suggest to use this two concept. So there are condition which you have to remember. If a plus b equals to 0, so it represent a pair of perpendicular. If h square minus ab equal to 0, it represent a pair of parallel. Okay, I hope you all understood this part also. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next one. Suppose in the question, if it says that you have to find the coordinates of their points of intersection. So coordinate means what? X comma y. So point of intersection means what? So two line will intersect each other, so you have to find the coordinate of this part x comma y. So this section we can say this is x, and this part we can say it is y. To get the answer of x, so there is one formula, that is hf minus bg upon ab minus h square. And to find the coordinate of y, so there is one more formula, that is dgh minus af upon ab minus h square. As clearly we can see that the denominator section for both the part is same. Just you have to try to remember the numerator section and simply substitute the value of h, f, b, g, a, h. So this all the values from where you will get from the equation, as you will compare the equation with respect to this equation. So you will get a, h, b, g, f, c. Simply substitute the value, so where you will get x comma y, which is known as the coordinate of the point of intersection. That's it. Okay, so in the question it will say that sometime it will say that show that the equation represents a pair of line. Sometime it will say that also find the coordinate of their point of intersection, and sometime they will say that you have to find the acute angle. okay, between the lines, as this part already we had seen in the previous lecture. Okay, how to find the acute angle. So to find the acute angle, basically we use this formula: tan theta is equals to mod twice square root h square minus ab upon a plus b. I hope you all might be knowing this formula, because already we had did this type of sum and we took majority of the sums, okay, based on this type. As in the last lecture only we had did that how to find the acute angle. Okay, I hope you all might be knowing, as we took majority of the sums from the exercise based on how to find the tan theta, that means how to find the acute angle. Okay, so now again there are two conditions. Already we had seen these two conditions just now only. If a plus b equals to 0, if it says that a plus b is equals to 0, it represent a pair of perpendicular line. Okay, and if h square minus ab equals to 0 or h square equals to ab, so it represent a pair of parallel line. Okay, so I hope you all understood the concept based on the type number 7, because this part already we had seen in the previous lecture, so I will not stretch much more about this concept, because already we had seen. Okay, and even for this section also, simply what you have to do, you have to find the coefficient of this all the section, all the part where you will get from the equation. Simply substitute the value, you will get the answer of x comma y. Okay, so I will not go much more in deep to explain this two concept. Okay, so that was the concept based on the type number 7, we can say. So now we can take some few example based on this. So let's begin with the first example. So here we have the first example. So what it is given in the question, we'll see now. Show that equation 2x square minus xy minus 3y square minus 6x plus 19y minus 20 equals to 0 represent a pair of line. So you have to show that the given equation represent a pair of line, and also you have to find the acute angle between them. Okay, so now, so just now only we saw how to show that the concept based on this, how to show that the given equation represent a pair of line. So there are two conditions which you have to check. ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square, it should be equal to 0. It should be equal to 0. It is not already equals to 0. It should be equal to 0, as well as h square minus ab, it should be greater than equal to 0. If these two conditions satisfy, if this left hand side is equals to 0 and this left hand side is greater than equal to 0, so then clearly we can write that the given equation represent pairs of line. Okay, so now let's begin with the presentation part. So first we'll write the given equation of the line is 2x square minus xy minus 3y square minus 6x plus 19y minus 20 equal to 0. Now after this, simply we have to compare. Okay, so we'll comparing with what? Comparing with this equation. Okay, ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. Okay, so as you will compare, so simply you have to find the coefficient of a, 2h, b, 2g, 2f and c. So in the equation, x square coefficient is a, remember this. Okay, xy coefficient is 2h, y coefficient is b, y square coefficient is b, X coefficient is 2g, y coefficient is 2f, and c is the coefficient. Okay, so as you will compare, in place of a, clearly we can see that it is what, 2. Okay, in place of xy, coefficient is what, 2h. Yes or no, 2h. So when you will compare, what is there in place of 2h? As here nothing is there, so we can consider it as 1. So here the coefficient is what, -1, because the meaning and the definition of the coefficient is what, number with the symbol in the equation is known as the coefficient. Number with the symbol in the equation is known as the coefficient. Yes or no? So therefore here we will get the value of h as -1 upon 2, as we have to find h value, not 2h. Okay, as you will compare, so in place of b, y square coefficient is b, so your y square coefficient when you will compare, it is what, -3. Yes or no? Okay, then after that, x coefficient is 2g, so here x coefficient is -g, so when you will compare, so you will get 2g equals to -6. So here we have -6. Yes or no? X coefficient here it is -6, and here x coefficient 2g, so when you will compare, 2g equals to -6, but we require the value of g, so -6 upon 2, so you will get -3. Yes or no? Y coefficient is 2f, and here y coefficient is 19, so 2f is equals to 19, as we require the value of f, so here it will be 19 by 2. Yes or no? And then the coefficient of c, here it is what, -20. So I hope you all might be knowing how to compare the equation and then how to find the coefficients. Okay, this all the basic things, actually it was there in your lower standard, comparing the equation and then simply you have to find the coefficient. So as now I hope you all understood how to compare and then how to find the answer. Okay, just simply compare the equation with respect to this and check the coefficient, you will get the answer one by one. As here we have a, h, b, g, f and c. Okay, so now, as now we have to show, what we have to show, that this equation represent a pair of lines. So there, if you want to show that, so there are two conditions, either you use this two part or this two. Okay, so but I will suggest to solve the sums of type number sum by using this concept. Okay, so first we'll check a plus abc plus 2fgh minus af square minus bg square minus ch square, it should be equal to 0, then only we can write that it represent a pair of line, as well as we have to check this part also. Okay, so first we'll see this one. Okay, so first we'll consider abc plus 2fgh minus af square minus bg square minus ch square. Don't write equal to 0 directly, because here we have to show that it is equal to 0. Okay, so now take the left hand side, take this left hand side part. Now simply substitute the value, we'll check. A is what, 2, b is what, -3, and c is what, -20. Okay, so if you want, you can write this part in the bracket. Okay, then plus 2 into f is what, f 19 by 2 into g is what, -3, h is what, -1 by 2. Okay, then after that, minus a is what, 2 into f is what, 19 by 2, but here we have f square, so we'll write 19 by 2 the whole square. Then minus b is what, -3 into g square, so g is what, -3, square is there, so we'll write -3 square. Then minus c is what, -20 into h is what, -1 by 2, but square is there, so we'll write minus 1 by 2 this square. Okay, then after that, okay, so this three part it is together, this section is together, this part is together, this section is together, and this part is together. Okay, so now we'll solve this part separately. Okay, so 2 3s are 6, 6 20s are 120. So but here minus into minus is what? Plus. So 2 into minus 3 into minus 20. So when you will solve, you will get 120. Yes or no? 2 into minus 3 into minus 20, so you will get 120. So once again you will check. 2 3s are 6, 6 20s it is 120. As here we have minus into minus, so minus into minus is plus. Okay, now we'll solve this part. As clearly we can see that this 2 we can cancel out. Okay, and here we have minus into minus, so minus into minus is what? Plus. Yes, it is clear. 19 threes are 3 nines are 27, 3 ones are 3, 57. So 57, so here we have upon 2. Okay, and this minus into minus is plus, so here we can write as plus. I hope you all understood this part. Okay, here 2 will get cancelled. 19 3 side is 57. Here we left with upon 2, and minus into minus is plus, and this plus we can write directly. Okay, now minus. Okay, this 2 we can write as it is. 19 square, we know that it is 361, and 2 square is what? 4. Okay, then minus this minus 3 we can write as same as it is, into, we know that minus square is positive and 3 square is what? 9. Minus, we can write this minus 20 as it is. Minus square is positive, 1 square is 1, and 2 square is what? 4. Okay, so in the next step we can write this as 120 same as it is, 57 by 2 as it is. So here we can cancel this part, 2 ones are 2 twos are, so here we can write this part as 361 upon 2. Okay, then this minus minus is what? Plus. 3 nines it is what? 27. This minus minus is what? Plus. Yes or no? So your multiplication is there, so we can cancel this part. 4 ones are 4 fives are, so you're left with what? 5. Now after this, there are 3-4 methods in which you can find your further answer. Just cross multiply, or else make the denominator same. Okay, or there is one more method. As clearly we can see that these 3 numbers are without fraction, and this 2 number it is in fraction. So first we'll solve this part. 120 plus 27 plus 5, so 120 plus 27, so you will get what? 147. 147 plus 5, so you will get 152. Okay, now as for this 2 section, clearly we can see that the denominator is same. Yes or no? Denominator is same. Okay, so denominator is same, so we can write this as 2, and here we have 57 minus 361. Okay, so in the next step, 152 plus upon 2. Yes or no? So 57 minus 361, so that means plus 57 minus 361. So your plus minus will be what? Minus, as greater symbol is minus. So 361, out of 361, 51 will go, so you will get what? 304. So here you will get minus 304. See to it that you will get minus 304. Why? Because 57 symbol is plus, and minus 361 symbol is minus. So your bigger number is 361. So it symbol is what? Minus. So bigger symbol will come here. Yes or no? After this, 2 ones are 2 152s are. So here you will get 2 ones are 2, 152s are 152, plus this minus, plus minus, this will be minus, and this is 152, and 152 minus 152 is what? A 0. So here we got the answer, it is equals to 0. As I told that if this condition it turns to 0, so then we can say that it represents a pair of line. But we have to check one more condition also. If h square minus ab it turns to greater than equal to 0, if these two conditions satisfy, then only we can write that it represents a pair of line. Okay, don't just simply show this part that it is equals to 0. You have to check, as well as you have to check this part also. Okay, so we'll check this part also, whether we are getting the answer greater than 0 or not. Okay, so we'll solve this part here. Okay, h square minus ab. So here h is what? H minus 1 upon 2 square minus a is what? 2, and b is what? Minus 3. So minus square is plus, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, minus minus it is plus, 2 3 it is 6. Yes or no? So when you will solve this part, 4 6 are cross it, 4 6 are 24 and 1. So here this will be 25 upon 4. As clearly we can see that h square minus ab, here you are getting the answer which is in positive and it is greater than equal to 0, we can say. Okay, either it should be equal or it should be greater. Out of this two condition, any one condition should satisfy. Either it should be greater or it should be equal. So as clearly we can see that it is greater than 0, so that means 25 upon 4 it is in positive. Yes or no? Positive. So straight away we can say that yes, here this both the conditions satisfy for the given equation. So clearly we can write that the equation represents a pair of line, as this both the conditions satisfy, it is equals to 0. Okay, so I hope you all understood how to show that the given equation represent a pair of lines. Simply compare the equation, find the coefficient, consider, okay, consider this left hand side, substitute the value, it should turns to equal to 0, as well as this part also it should be greater than equal to 0. Out of this two condition, any one condition should satisfy. Either it should be equal or it should be greater. Okay, greater means what? It should be in positive. Equal means what? It should be equal to 0. So here clearly we can see that this left hand side part it is equals to 0, as well as this condition also satisfy. H square minus ab is what? It is greater than equal to 0. So therefore here we can write what? The given equation represent a pair of lines. So in this way you have to present your sum. Okay, and there is one more question in the question. It says that you have to find the acute angle between them. As I told, the type number 7, the weightage of the sums, it will be of 3 to 4 marks, as this sum it is a proper 4-mark sum. Okay, so for this sum we have to find the acute angle also. So we'll check for this acute angle now. Okay, so now there is one more question that you have to find the acute angle between them, and we know that the formula to find the acute angle between them is what? It is tan theta equals to mod of twice h square minus ab upon a plus b. Simply you have to substitute the value of h, a, b. Okay, and then find the answer. I request you all to solve this acute angle between the two lines by yourself. Okay, I hope you all can try this part by yourself, as already we had seen a separate type based on how to find the acute angle. So simply, if in case in the question if it says that you have to find the acute angle between them also, then only you have to apply this formula. Okay, sometimes they will say that simply show that the equation of line represent a pair of line. So if in the question in the exam if it comes till here, so it will be of 3 marks, and if it include this part also find the acute angle between them, so then it will be of proper 4-mark sum. Okay, so for the second part, just simply you have to write down the formula, simply substitute the value. Before this you will write the first step as let theta be the acute angle, as now we don't know answer of theta, what will be there? It is 20, 30, 40, 50, exactly we don't know. So we'll consider, let the theta be the acute angle, write down the formula, substitute the value. Okay, I hope you all might be knowing, as we did a separate type for this types of sum. Okay, so remaining part, please, it's my request to try it by yourself. So that's the end of the sum number 1 and even the concept based on the type number 7. I hope you all understood the concept based on the type number 7 as well as the sum number 1. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll see some few more sums based on the type number 7. Okay.